Hello, this is Reginald. I want to say hi and I want to apologize to you because I made a mistake and I was not aware of it until not too long ago. And that was that I submitted a video prior to this one here and it was too long, so it was rejected by YouTube. No bad thing, no harm, no foul. So I just want to hit a highlight real quick with you and let you know basically what the video entailed. Fundamentally, the video was just basically a call to action for you and all of you, if you will. And it just pointed out the fact that the United States that we know as a country is not a country at all. It's a company. It is a for-profit corporation. This can be verified very easily. All you have to do is look it up, go to the library, and you'll find out that this country that we call the United States of America is actually the United States Corporation. And this happened back a little over 100 years ago. And fundamentally what happened was that the United States fell into debt, and we've been bankrupt a couple times as a nation. And the last time that we were bankrupt, we didn't have any money to pay back the foreign interest or the international banks. So after that, since we couldn't pay them back, we went off of the gold standard back in 1933. So President Roosevelt at the time, he issued an executive order calling for everyone to turn in their gold. And that happened, but that was not enough to pay back the debt. So when Woodrow Wilson was president, and this is when the Rothschild family had a stronghold on the European banks, the banks all over the world for the most part. And consequently, that's who owns this country, the banks. The foreign international banks own the world. And the Bank of England is the largest bank in England. It is responsible for where we are today to a great degree because we are still a colony or crown colony under England. And we have never relinquished that position. We've been indebted to England forever. And so since we're indebted to England, England had made an agreement through the Rothschilds during President Woodrow Wilson's reign as president, before he became the president actually. And the bankers made a deal with Woodrow Wilson in exchange for our birth certificates. So basically what Woodrow Wilson did was he gave us over as a country to the international banks. And that was so he could become president. Since we've always been in debt, they had the money to buy his presidency. As slick and sly and evil of a particular tactic that was, it did indeed occur. So what happens now and what has happened is every time a person is born in the United States of America, when the mother signs the birth certificate, she's signing the child over to the state that they live in. And the child becomes a ward of the state. That means you belong to the state. They don't tell you that. No one comes in, no official person, no lawyer, nobody sits down with the mother who just had the baby and say, this is what we're really doing to you. So what was the purpose of having them sign you over to the state? That basically meant that you became property of the state. And when you're property of the state, you're property of the United States government as well, so-called United States government. And consequently, you're owned by England because the United States government is actually not a government at all. It is actually a company that works for England. The president is a figurehead. The president is the president of the company. The 50 states are branches of the company, just like Walmart. And the 50 states pay money in the form of income taxes to the federal government, which is the main headquarters, if you will, or the main branch of the company. And in turn, that money from the IRS goes to our debt in the other foreign country, which is England primarily. So we're paying debt back to England that we've owed them forever. And every war that we have had, we borrowed money from England to finance the wars. And in doing so, interest was attached to that money, or the principal, if you will. And we're paying back not only the principal, or we're also paying back the interest towards that debt that we owe to England. And England is not the only country that we owe, but it's the principal country because that's the country that owns us for the most part. Now, if you notice some documents that I'm about to present to you, verbally that is, I want you to go and do your own due diligence. I want you to look at your Social Security card, your birth certificate, your driver's license or state ID, And I want you to also get every major bill that you have from any large corporation, such as your utility bill, your hospital bill, your bank statements, anything from the government, IRS returns, or what have you. And one very strange thing you'll notice is that your name is in all capital letters. You know why? That's because we are being used as a corporation. We're not human beings to the United States government. We are products. And the United States is a slave management company, and they're using us to make money from us. That is, so that they can pay off a debt that they owe somebody else, because we were basically sold under the bus. And this can be validated. It can be verified. All you have to do is your due diligence and your homework, and you'll find this to be true. Now, what I want you to do today is, if you would, and this is not going to cost you anything, I just want you to simply click on the blog below and weigh in, give me your opinion and your feelings about the 2 videos or the 3 videos that I have posted on my blog, and tell me what you really think the United States is, and do you think it's really a country? Because we are supposed to be under the original organic constitution in the 1700s, that one that came out at first, but they changed the constitution. You need to research that too. And after you've done your homework, I want you to come and chime back into the blog and let me know what you actually thought about your research. It's not going to take that long, because there's so much information out here. It's ridiculous. This is the information age. And the reason you probably don't know this, because no one has ever told you, no one has ever presented it to you, no one has ever brought it to your attention. And since I am, and I'm one of hundreds of thousands of people who are conscious, if you will, try it out and let me know how you feel about your country now. My website is www.ournation.under God, not under government.blogspot.com. You can check it out below if you would, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Please submit your questions. Please chime in on the blog and let me know how you feel, and I will get right back with you. I promise, because I care about the country that we hold so dear, that we once thought was America, but it's not America anymore. I love you. God loves you. Yahweh. Be blessed, you and your family. So long.